So hello everybody, welcome back. I'm going to continue talking to you about food. I hope this information is helpful, so grab your notebook and your things and your hot coffee or tea, and I hope this is, something that doesn't happen to you, but, because this one is this one kind of sucks. So anyway, if you wanted to share a coffee with me, you can do that in the link down below. And I also have an email for Amazon gift cards and another one for PayPal accounts. And I do have some books in Gumroad. And anyway, here I go. So, food is going to be an issue in terms of your normal dishes. So let me explain this one. Let's say that you are used to eating steaks and potatoes, because they're affordable and that's what you eat, and it's easy because every chef in the TV things, they will be talking about, cooking steaks and potatoes and with peppers and stuff like that. Right. Except that the steaks come from, let's say that you are, in the US and the steaks comes from Europe. And since they are imported, that means that they are prohibitively expensive. And also, because we're talking about food, they are, if it is natural, that means it's perishable, unless it is vacuum sealed and a hell of a lot of other things that, I have told you before. So basically, you're not getting steaks anymore. And so now you need to cook pigeons, because that is a thing that your husband might be able to go out and find. And I do mean find, because they will be, in certain places in my country where there is no electricity and where there is, no power, because the thing about food and perishables is that I told you before that if there is no power, then there is no refrigeration. And if there is no refrigeration, then you need to learn how the hell to do something locally, something that you can hunt and eat the same day that you hunt it, or that you do whatever. And this means that you are now cooking pigeons. So, do you know how the hell to cook pigeons? And then the answer is, oh hell no. So this is why I told you that I know how the hell to cook, but knowing how to cook is not even close to the ability to cook a war thing, like a warrior thing, like my mother does. Oh hell, I have neighbors that know how the hell to cook, and they come here and ask my mom, how the hell do I cook this thing? I have never cooked, like for example, when you're cooking the stomach of the cow, the panza thing, we call it panza. So how the hell do you cook the panza? Nobody knows, because everybody eats the steaks. Nobody eats the panza thing. So the same when you have to cook the brains or the tongue, or you're cooking something that it's entirely new, like not everybody will know how the hell to cook a rabbit, and not everybody will know how the hell to cook a weird bird or an iguana, for example. So yeah, so you figuring out what is the local cuisine that it used to be there before, before our grandparents' time, which means that you will probably will have to do a hell of a lot of research on this one, because I can't tell you what what is local for you. You will have to figure out this one out, because that is the only thing that you might be able to cook and you might be able to find. And the thing is that if you have never done it before, you're probably not going to be able to cook it. I mean, and even if you cook it, it will be so horrible and taste and everything that it just, yeah. It's kind of like, when you go to somebody in the city, and there is somebody from the countryside, and then the countryside guy will go kind of like, oh yeah, we eat deer all the time, and then you go kind of like, what the hell, I've never eaten deer before. Yeah, kind of like that. So you are in the city, which means that you will have access to a lot of food, and like I said, because money will follow the food, and these things, food and money are related extremely. It's like they are almost twins, they are inseparable. You will be able to find food, but the problem is that it will have to be local food, and cooking local food is not the same. The seasoning cannot be the same, because it will yeah, you're going to screw up with this one very big time. So my mom teaches, a lot of people how the hell to cook the panza. Also, by the way, this is a health issue, because if you have never cooked the panza before and now you're cooking it, yeah, you're probably eating a hell of a lot of grease and stuff that you're not supposed to be eating from the panza. You need to learn how the hell to clean it and cut it properly, because if you don't clean it and cut it properly, it's like when you are cooking all kinds of fish and you don't care, and then all of a sudden there is a fish that contains poison and you're eating it because you didn't know that the thing was a balloon, the balloon fish that has poison on it. Yeah, kind of like that. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, you are going to probably have a severe indigestion and severe problems and all of that. Which means that if you have never, cooked like this, and you're not like my mother, then you better figure out who the hell do you know that is like my mother. Somebody that will know what the hell. Somebody that had actually, hunted iguanas, pigeons, whatever the hell is local for you. And you will also have to be used to the idea that now you're not eating steaks, but you're also eating brains and livers and stuff like that, which are also cooked differently, and they are cheaper. Hell, for all I know, in my grandfather's time, we were in such a good time that if you go to the butcher shop, they will give you for free. They will give you the livers, the brains, the panza, the paws, the chicken paws, all those things were considered, just too cheap to sell, and nobody will pay for them. So it was a gift. Poor people will go there and will take all of those things, but now they will be selling those because too many people will be asking for them, because that's the only thing that you will probably be able to afford. So that one is important. The next one is about this one I have no idea how the hell you're going to handle this one, but you can probably not cook alone. And then you're like, what? I have been doing it my whole life. Oh no, because this whole thing is different. So anyway, I was saying that you need somebody to cook with you. The reason for that is because you're probably going to be doing more baking than before. And doing baking, it has a hidden danger, which is that you're going from an extreme heat, and all of a sudden they say that you need to do the salad. So you are handling the oven, which is very, very, very hot, like I said, and then you open it and you touch it, and hell, for all I know, you're burning your hands, right? So you put it in the place, and then you take less than a second, and now you open the fridge with the same hand. Or you just said, oh crap, I got dirty. So you are very hot, your hand is being very hot, and all of a sudden you are placing cold water in top of it. Yeah. you will have problems that we call espasmo. I don't know how you will experience this one in but it's kind of like, you know, when you have a pan that it is extremely hot, and all of a sudden you place water in it, and some will deform, you know, like they were flat before and now they look like this, you know, they look like this, like rounded all over, and stuff like that. Yeah, that will happen to your nerves in your hands. And a lot of people will be suffering from this problem, which means that basically the nerves in your hands, they will be damaged. And this damage, in most cases, is permanent, because you just destroyed your freaking hand. And the reason why you did it is because you are probably not used to being all the time near the oven. See, during good times, most people just can go to a restaurant or just go and eat whatever or do whatever. But if, and some people they don't allow anyone in their kitchen. So if you don't allow anyone in your kitchen, then do everything that is hot. And then, you know, then let it cool or whatever, and then you do whatever it is hot, it is the opposite temperature. Because if you go from hot to cold and vice versa, you open the fridge and then immediately, you know, you are breaking the ice and putting the ice in the buckets and stuff like that, and then immediately you open the freaking oven. Yeah, your hands went from freezing to freezing hot from a volcano. Think of this as you being in the North Pole, you know, where Santa lives, and then you go to the middle of a volcano in just a blink. What the hell do you think is going to happen to your nerves in your hands? I have met people that if they were going to do this, they will go like this, because they cannot control, like they cannot grab it. And even if they don't grab it, I mean, they will grab it, but they will be kind of like this. Or they will be, there will be kind of like that. And then they will be like this all the time, and they can't close it. This will happen also with the knife skills. A lot of people, if you are not used to cooking since you are like 5 or 6 or 7 year old, or if you didn't go to a school to learn this thing, or if you don't have a hell of a lot of experience in this thing, now you're going to be handling weird knives and everything, and you will cut yourself. If you cut yourself in the wrong place, you won't die, but you will not be able to. I have friends that cannot do this. They just go kind of like this. Yeah, like you can physically, you know, put them like this and they can do it. But them telling, hey, I want this thing to move, they won't be able to do it on their own. Why? Because they had accidents. You will have a hell of a lot of accidents with your hands. This is why my mom keeps saying, you do this, I do that one. And every time that she's near, this will happen, by the way, also if you are ironing the clothing. If you are ironing the clothing, you know, and you do like 2 hours of ironing the clothing, and then you take a shower, yeah, good luck with that one. Because you spend hours being hot. You don't realize it, but your whole body inside, in order for you not to be burned and everything, it has a inside thermostat kind of thing. And that inside thermostat kind of thing will go high wire and it will go crazy if you change temperatures too freaking fast. And you might get a flu. It's like when you are in a restaurant that is warm and then you go outside and it is freezing outside and it has snow and everything. And that's why, you know, they call it the flu season and everything, because you are changing temperatures all the time. Only since you have clothing and everything, you're not going to see it in the outside of your body, but you're going to feel it inside, which is why your defenses will be lower. And which is why you will get a flu. However, in the kitchen, you will not be able to see it. You will just experience it inside your nerves, and you will destroy them. There are people that you know, were ironing for hours. And then somebody, say something like, yeah, let's just go to a swim, or let's just relax by water. And then they touch water, and as soon as they did that, they were paraplegic. Like they couldn't move half of the entire body. Their right half or their left half. And they were literally not able to move that side, like permanently, because of that. So, hidden dangers of you doing activities in your house are that one. And once you damage your nerves, it will take a hell of a lot of treatments. Hell, for all I know, will take a freaking miracle for you to be able to recover. And I'm sorry, but it sucks. Because most people will not know. Because we are not used to cooking, and we are not used to having our grandparents telling us, oh yeah, you're not supposed to bathe or to go to swim or something after you iron. And yes, if somebody is doing the oven, that person is not supposed to be doing the salad. Kind of like that. And we are going to experience all of those things all together. And the cost of this thing might be permanent damage in your body. And nobody tells you, because, you are supposed to know. It's just that, even if you go to school, they will tell you that you're not supposed to go from a hot environment to a cold environment immediately. You are supposed to be kind of like a warm period or whatever, because it will be weird. However, you can do this with hot water and cold water, because they are water. Like when you go, for example, from a sauna, which is extremely hot, and then you place the cold water thing, and then you make it so that it refreshes. Yes, in some instances you can. However, that is not the same as you doing fire, and then mixing it with water, or just cool air. That's not the same. It will not have the same freaking effect. Like I said, I believe it's because the energy is different. You cannot compare being in a fire or than being in a place that has hot water, because it's not the same. The fire will actually burn you, and will probably, for all I know, it can actually kill you if you get too close. However, you being in hot water, unless you're telling me that you're in a pot and somebody's cooking you, then okay, then you're probably going to die. But, you're not being cooked. If you're in a sauna, you're just, in a sauna. And for all I know, you're doing it in a timed thing, and you're doing it safely, and somebody's there with you, and if you faint, somebody will help you, and all of those things, because sauna can actually also kill you later on, because you're going to be cooked eventually. But this one is important to understand. And it's also very, very important to understand that extreme vapor, like you putting something hot and then adding something cold, like cold water or something, will create a steam. That steam will also burn you. And it will also create nerve damage. And it will also, in some extreme cases, and I do mean like extreme cases, it will also cause you paralysis in half of your body, half of your face, half of your thing. You will never be able to move it again. Because these things are extreme, and you need to learn these things from the start. And when you are doing steam, like, cooking with steam and stuff like that, you need to do it with the proper rocks also. You're thinking, yeah, anybody can put rocks and do the fire. Oh, hell no, because you see, rocks also will react different to temperatures, and some of them will actually explode. Some rocks, if you put them in heat, they will actually explode, like boom. So, no, you gotta figure out which stones are okay and which stones are not okay for when you are cooking. And these are things that, that everyone will assume that they are like in the movies and everybody will know. Oh, hell no, not everybody will know. And no, it's not as easy. Because if it was easy, then why do we have emergency rooms? And why is it that people are falling in there with all these problems? It's because these dangers exist and they are hidden. The reason why they're hidden is because this knowledge is lost. We are losing knowledge for every single generation that we go into. We lose knowledge. We lose knowledge as in what names for the trees do we have? The local trees. Do you have a name for each one? Do you know how to tell the difference between each tree? Do you know how to tell the difference between each kind of wood for you to cook? Do you know how to tell the difference, between herbs that you can eat and herbs that you can use for medicine and herbs that you're not supposed to eat because they're poison? All of those things were common knowledge. And I do mean common knowledge, like knowing that 2 + 2 = 4. Yeah, that was common knowledge for our grandparents, but it's not common knowledge for my kid or for anyone who is, 20, as far as I can tell. So we are losing knowledge related to food safety, food cooking, recognizing food that is natural and food that it is artificial. We are losing everything. The reason is because we are now obsessed with being young forever, and we are neglecting our grandparents. We are neglecting our culture, and we are neglecting our local cuisine and our local things. And if we keep this up, I do not know if we can come back from it. Like I said, try to figure out what was the local cuisine in your town 50 years ago, and you might not be able to find out. Like somebody, and if you're the one who is going to do the cooking, you better learn how to do the livers and the paws and the brains and tongues and all the other parts that, that they're going to be cooking for a lot of animals. By the way, some of them are disgusting. Like when oh crap. There are times in which they will even cook the eye for the certain animals, and it will be considered an exquisite thing. So, by the way, a lot of people will do like that, and other people will go kind of like, oh hell, I would rather starve. And if you don't know how to cook any of those things, and then, and you need them because you will actually probably starve, then, you better learn how to make it so that it tastes good. For that, you will need a hell of a lot of knowledge of spices. You will need to know how to combine certain spices, because whatever is working for the steak is not going to work for when you're cooking liver, or when you're cooking the panza, or when you're cooking the iguana, or the pigeon. And for all I know, you might find local herbs that you didn't even know before, and local people will be able to tell you, hey, use this one that you just found in your backyard. And then you're like, what? My what? Yeah, kind of like that. So it's important. And it's important because common knowledge that was called common sense, like you don't iron and then, and then you go and take a bath, what the hell? And you don't go and cook the oven all day and then you do a salad. No, hell no. There are things that you're not supposed to be doing in the kitchen together. And if you need to, because you're the only one, then you need to do them separately, or you need to wait. And whatever it is, you need to breathe and let them wait, because if something happens to you, you're like, I'm the only one who cooks. Yeah, I would like to know, if you're the only one who cooks, then you need to take care of yourself more than all the other people. And then you're like, oh, hell no, I can't. Yeah, I would like to know, if you're the only one who cooks and something happens to you and then you're paraplegic, like half of your body will not move and then you cannot cook at all, then what the hell do you just do? Because now you are going to be depending upon somebody that has never done this before, and you probably didn't take the time to teach, which is also important. You need to teach kids. You need to involve them in the kitchen. I saw a video of kids that are 5 years old, and they are learning how the hell to cook. And if you worry that they are not, they are not good or whatever, I have seen in Amazon a hell of a lot of devices that are for kids who are 5 and they want to help in the kitchen. Like they have step ladders that they can, that they can put themselves into so that they can be able to reach the table. And then they also have safety things in the back so that they won't fall. So if you worry about their safety too much, then buy all those things and use them, but teach them. And because, my mom, she cooks since she's around 5.5 or 6. And, it's not evil. Our grandparents had people that knew how the hell to hunt and how the hell to repair tools, and they were handling knives and everything when they were 9. 9! And they did not die. And it did not, traumatize them to the point in which they were like, oh my God, I need therapy forever because I learned how to use a knife when I was 9. Oh my God, what the hell? For all I know, they are teaching all the people, and they are the cool people around everyone else who are like, what? You have a knife? What the hell? Or people that are like 25 and they do not know how the hell to use a knife. And they're 25. By the way, I have seen that. And I have seen kids who are teens and, they were in the school with me, and I asked them, do you know how the hell to use this or how the hell to do that? And they were looking at me kind of like, are you insane? My mom will not let me. And I was looking at them kind of like, what? Yeah. Because we have a tendency to think that kids are a problem in the kitchen, so you don't keep them in the kitchen. Oh hell, you do not keep kids when you are frying, when you are cooking something in extreme heat like in the oven. There are certain things, oh hell, I agree, you don't. But there are certain things that you're supposed to teach kids, and then if you don't, then buy a plastic knife.